No disrespect to Adam Silver, but it feels like just when you got a substitute teacher and the substitute teacher got to do everything to get the kids to go along with what's going on, none of this would be happening with David Stern.
What is up, world? Welcome back, Charge the Game podcast. I'll be your host here, Chuck, and y'all know, man, anytime I get a chance to talk about Adam Silver, I am going to come through for you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, thumbs up, like the video. Let's go. Now, guys, we know. You probably are tired of all of these NBA All-Star Weekend videos. You probably are tired of people talking about Adam Silver. Adam Silver is being embarrassed all over social media, from fans to ex-athletes, ex-NBA players, and just people who love the game in general. This guy has failed as a commissioner. When I say failed, he's gotten too hip for his own good. He's too nice for his own good. And none of the players really respect him. I mean, they think he's nice, but he does not strike the fear and respect in players the way that David Stern was able to do. And that is just the facts. I myself have made several videos exposing why the NBA is the way it is now. And every time you see this guy talk, I don't know if this guy has an angry bone in his body. And that could be a good thing, but it could also be a bad thing in the wrong career field, right? Honestly, guys, I don't even remember where Adam Silver came from. I think I heard something or read something about Disney. That could very well much be true. But I do think that it is just time for a change at the NBA commissioner. He's a very fragile man. He looks like he eats 2 meals a day. He seems like he's always, just a very polite, nice guy. Don't get me wrong, but he has the wrong mentality when it comes to grooming the game. And I get it. The NBA on paper looks like it's doing fairly well because of obviously international streaming. A lot of their biggest clients, China being one, it's going to keep a lot of revenue in the NBA in general. Obviously, things get more viewership when it comes to playoff seeding and NBA finals and whatnot. But Adam Silver has just done a piss poor job. He does not have a bone in his body that will go up against these players, and it's like he acts like he doesn't know how to take charge, right? I get it. LeBron James is loving this, right? All of the top players are loving this because they're making the most money they've ever made and doing very little. There's very little production. The return on investment of the product is a slap in the face, especially to the fans. You got players sitting out when families work very hard to come to these games. Jersey sales are through the roof, and fans show up regardless. But you guys saw for yourself how empty that NBA All-Star game looked compared to how it used to look. I mean, jam-packed back in the day. People had free tickets and still did not want to go to the NBA All-Star game. It looks like they made the right decision based off of the reports, where it being 2 to 3 hours worth of ads and 35 minutes worth of basketball. It has to be a complete joke, in my opinion. For those who do not watch this podcast, it is phenomenal. A little X-rated if you guys are Christians and you don't want to hear too much cursing. They don't watch their mouth on this podcast, is what I'm saying. But this is a podcast. It is what it is with rappers Cam and Mace. They are quite humorous, and they actually know a thing or two about sports. So I often tune in to listen. And this is what Mace had to say about Adam Silver.
Silver, to me, no disrespect to Adam Silver, but it feels like just when you got a substitute teacher and the substitute teacher got to do everything to get the kids to go along with what's going on, because they would not be doing this with David Stern.
Bingo. Now, did you guys hear what he just said? Think about this. You have been reduced to metaphorically being looked at as a substitute teacher. And we all know when we had a teacher in class that did not play how we act versus the substitute. Oh my goodness. I was a class clown, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Glad I grew out of it, but I was a class clown, okay? Whenever we had a substitute, I knew I can be late to class. I knew I could go to sleep. I knew I could take my phone out. I knew I could bring my PSP, my Game Boy. It felt like I was just having a free day, if I'm being honest. Could you imagine that feeling every single day of your career as an NBA player? Someone that you genuinely don't take serious, someone who's going to always give you your way, someone that you can run over, someone that you know looks like he's He's really, he just doesn't want to challenge these brothers. These brothers come from all type of backgrounds, and Adam Silver doesn't strike me as a guy that just really wants to be confrontational. So what does he do? He'll give these guys a slap on the wrist. You saw he barely wanted to suspend Ja Morant when Ja Morant damn near showed a gun 2 or 3 times, and it seems like more of the media forced his hand than Adam Silver himself. And this is why these players just don't respect him. He's just a very, very nice guy. He just doesn't seem to be a person that has authority, in my opinion.
None of this would be happening with David Stern. I hate to sound like a person that's in the past, but he got to go talk. He got to go talk to some of the forefathers of basketball, because they're trying everything, and they're going to come up with more gimmicks. But it really just goes back to just having all-stars on the floor.
This just seems to be too hard for Adam Silver to comprehend, apparently. You would think a guy in that position is super smart and would know how to maneuver. All of these antics that he's trying to throw into the game, it's more new school. We grew the game off old school things. Hard fouls, physicality, defense, and skill set. It should not be that hard for a freaking, not just all-star game, but regular game for players to do their job. I mean, literally, the money that these guys can make in 2 minutes is ridiculous, let alone a quarter. So this substitute teacher, man, in my opinion, he just has to go. He has to go. He's in over his head, and he's been in over his head. And this is what happens when you allow too many things to sour the game. You allow load management, right? You allow disrespect from these players to the fans, and sometimes vice versa. You allow these players to dress how they want. You let LeBron James show up like this. Now, would David Stern seriously go for this? I mean, seriously. This is something that is a part of history. Seriously, Adam Silver. And this is what you allow because LeBron knows that you don't have the backbone to challenge him. You don't have that Espo, Pat Riley, that Mike Malone mindset. You just don't have it, right? And that's why these NBA players are running flat foot over Adam Silver. And we wonder why the NFL just has way more success than the NBA, and why people want to watch it is because the game is the game. Adam Silver has just let too many politics run this NBA for a while. Everything he feels like he has to be a part of, he shouldn't allow, or he shouldn't allow to be entered into the league, at least, because that sours the fans. Whether you're pushing someone to vote for this person or vote for that person, or you trying to do something, you're trying to take a stand, it has just gotten out of hand. It's just certain things you have to leave up to certain individuals in certain communities or certain career fields. But I feel like when people come to sports, they just want to watch the ball go through the hoop. Adam Silver must go. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.